Hello, it's Erin, your Northern California estate planning and probate attorney here to discuss ways to avoid probate today. Now, for starters, probate is the process of transferring a person's property to the right people when someone dies, but it's an expensive and lengthy process, so most people want to avoid it. Today, we're going to be discussing the most common ways to avoid that process. The first way to avoid probate is to have a small valued estate. If a person were to die today with an estate valued less than $184,500, that person can use one of two methods of avoiding probate. For personal property, such as bank accounts, the person's estate would qualify for an affidavit for collection of personal property. Basically, a sworn affidavit that says the person's estate is less than $184,500 and that you, the person signing the affidavit, are entitled to take the property under either their will or the probate code. For any real property in the estate valued less than $184,500, the family can use what's called a petition to determine succession to real property. This is still a process with the probate court, but is much faster and cheaper than a full probate process. So what if a person's estate is valued at over $184,000? How do you avoid probate then? Well, one option is to hold title jointly or to name beneficiaries. For bank accounts, vehicles, investment, and retirement accounts, typically having a co-owner on the account or a named beneficiary means that the survivor on the account or the beneficiary automatically takes title when someone passes away, and there's no need for a probate process. For real estate, the property must be titled as joint tenants with right of survivorship. Now, jointly owned properties or having named beneficiaries on accounts can mean that the process of transferring title after a person dies is as simple as filling out forms with the financial institutions or filing a quick affidavit with the county recorder's office. Downsides to this method include your property being subject to the co-owner's debts. Plus, adding a co-owner onto real estate often triggers a reassessment of the property. And worst case scenario, if you and your co-owner can't agree on how to manage a property or assets, you could be forced to sell and split the proceeds. You also might not be able to account for contingencies, like naming a contingent beneficiary in case the first one predeceases you. Finally, and probably the most common way, is having a living trust. Assets within a living trust are typically not subject to probate. There's no asset cap, no co-owner, and you control exactly how your assets are distributed when you pass away through a trust. Additionally, putting real estate into a living trust does not trigger a reassessment, and you can change it or modify it at any time. A living trust is often the most valuable estate planning tool a person can use. So if you think it'd be right for you, contact us and we'd be happy to help. As always, this video is California specific and is intended only to be used as general information. For advice on your specific situation, always contact an attorney. Thanks for joining us, and I will see you in the next one.